Do you know the amount of times I make a joke and nobody understands? And the amount of time people make a joke and I don't understand?
Give it a few more years. I think your boyfriend needs to like warm you up even more with like the Malaysians.
Mate, he's turning British. What do you mean? It's the opposite.
You're too strong. You have to like bring it down, alright? We talk in Malay. Okay, apa khabar? Baik semua? Semua okay?
Malaysians are so unfiltered when it comes to weight. Let's say I haven't gone home in a while. My grandma, God bless her, I love her to bits. But she would say, dah gemuk, which means you're fat. And I'm like, oh. Weight or skin color. Oh my God, the amount of times that I get racist freaking comments on, oh, you've tanned. Oh, you got darker. Oh my days. I have never once gotten that kind of comment when I was in the UK.
Do you think they're asking it like genuinely that's their culture? Do you know what I mean? Like that's just how they are.
That's not a good thing to be what they are, how they are. Because it's not nice. Okay, I have this belief that it's unfair for me to call out to my creator when I am down in the dumps because I feel like I'm using him. I know that sounds so bad, but like I just don't want him to feel like, oh, I'm only coming to you because I need you. I want him to know that I want him around every single time. Even when I'm happy, I think about him. Stuff like that.
God's love is sort of like your parents' love, right? God has its masculine and femininity because God's love is greater than whatever that your mom feels, whatever that your boyfriend feels. Now, if it's the opposite way as well, right? If your boyfriend is, let's say right now he's going through a tough time, right? And then he's reaching out to you, would you feel like he's only needing you when he's sad? No, right?
No.
Like you want to be there, right?
Yeah.
So I would say it's the same thing with God. God is just literally there like, I'm waiting for you, dude. Like,
oh, you're gonna make me cry. I never thought of it that way.
There's this channel that I watch called John Deloney. He basically takes calls from people who's going through like terrible stuff in life. And then when I was going through my heartbreak, I was watching his videos on like people going through divorces, and I'm like, you know what? Life's not too bad.
I'm fine. Like, my life is great, you know?
Yeah, I still have my house, all right? Their house is not taken away or anything, so I'm good. That's how I feel. Or like Reddit. Do you like read Reddit stories and then you're like...
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I don't do Reddit. I feel like Reddit... I watch... Okay, like on IG, they have like a compilation of Reddit
The Reddit stuff, right?
Yeah. I like watching that.
Yeah. I feel like everyone should at least try to... Who's ever like in the talk show space or whatever, you should at least try reading like a few stories. Or the best case scenario is always like when you get stories from your audience and then you share that story. That's the best.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the food culture like in UK? I've always wanted to know that, especially like
food culture
for us, for like Muslims, like halal food. The halal culture is still quite big there, right?
Where I grew up, I grew up in Burnage. Burnage is like mostly Muslims, I would say, because like everywhere I go, I see Muslims and I see halal-friendly places to eat. Food culture, right? Okay, I'll be dead honest, right? I grew up in high school. Like, high school was where I lived most of the time because I did so many, like, clubs. Like, I did sports, I did music, I did drama. So I was always at school, even after school ended. So it's like, the food that I was raised with was school lunches, basically. And I'm not complaining. I loved it. Okay, we had, like, plain foods, but we also had, let's say, kebab. So we had some form of spice, you know? But like, some form, because I don't really eat out. I was in high school. Like, we don't get that much pocket money. And even if we did, we use it to go, like, buy bus tickets to go here and there or, like, go to the cinemas. We don't go and buy a shit ton of food.
Does it weird you out? Like, because now you're back in Malaysia, right? Like, I miss the eating culture, you know? Like, we can go out to eat every day. In Singapore and Malaysia. But like in a Western country, it's like, bro, it's fucking $15 for a McDonald's meal. And I'm just like, I can't afford the shit.
I feel like in high school, things didn't seem that expensive, but it didn't seem cheap either. It's like you have the money, but you would rather spend it elsewhere. Like, I would rather go to the cinemas or go to the arcade rather than buying food. Like, I can survive.
Because the food was shit.
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't shit. It was just plain. And I like plain foods personally. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, how often can you eat like fucking lunch and dinner with like pastries and like just croissants and just... You know
okay, we don't have pastries. We're not that bougie.
Okay, I'm not that bougie over here in Australia as well, right? But we just happen... I don't know why everywhere sells croissants for some reason. It's not bougie at all.
Nowadays, maybe. But back then, no.
Maybe sausage roll. Is sausage roll like...
We have muffins. We had muffins.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you
in
go.
school.
You have some flavor over there. I've been getting no, we've been getting quite a lot of like UK people at my workplace, and like everybody's also either from London or
Mm-hmm.
Manchester,
Mm.
and it's all the same thing. Everybody's always like bringing their own food. So I've always find that still, even though I've been here for 3 years, right? Like that culture is still weird, and everybody's looking at
Why?
me like, because I feel like I still buy food every day. You have to think about it this way, right? Like even
Mm-hmm.
though I feel like we've swapped places. I've only been here for 3 years. Like I grew up my whole life in Singapore, so like I still like buying food outside. Do you know what I mean?
Mm, yeah, I
I
get
still
you.
like eating my like nasi lemak, like all these kind of things. But over here,
Mm-hmm.
nasi lemak is $20, so I can't even afford to buy it like every day. How much is
Yeah.
that in ringgit? I think like 45 ringgit.
Oh my God. You know what I can do with 45 ringgit, bro? I could literally go bowling. I could watch a movie. Like, I would rather do that than pay for
I
food.
could do a whole date, right? You could do a whole date
Yeah,
with
yeah,
someone.
exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's too expensive food nowadays, honestly.
Yeah, the bare minimum to do a date over here is like $100, which is ridiculous.
Here, I would say 60 is enough.
60. See,
Yeah, if
for
you're budgeting,
60.
I think 60 is enough. Yeah,
Yeah. See,
it's a lot.
there you go. Right. Ah, I mean, we've already started rolling, but welcome to the
Yeah.
thanks for coming.
Hello.
So I think for your audience, everyone's known you from that big video payphone,
I be out spending all this money while you sit around.
which funnily I saw more of your covers like me, my friends, and other people around here. Like you've reached Australia, by the way. Just letting you know that in case you didn't know.
Hi.
Like
Hi, Aussies.
exactly. Because I was looking at the people who liked your video, and it was a lot of my Aussie friends, and I'm like, wait, how do you guys find it?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's sick.
Yeah, but it was the Paramore. I think it was Still Into You. That
Oh,
was the video
yeah.
that I saw
Yeah.
first, and then
Oh,
I was like,
right.
wait, why is she speaking in a British accent? You know what I mean? And then there was that video where you explained your whole accent thing, and I'm like, oh, okay. But for some reason, you hit Australia, or maybe I don't know where else you hit. So
It's the closest, I guess.
yeah. So wait, when did you start posting your videos? I saw you. It's been actually a few years. You know,
Yeah.
been
I
a few
actually
years.
started in YouTube, not in IG, surprisingly. But like, I started when I was 11. It was my mum that posted these things, not me.
Your mom posted it.
Yeah, my mom did. But like, I just sang and then I play keyboard because I play keyboard and piano. So my mom likes to record stuff and she forces me sometimes, but we're not going to talk about that. And then she records as I sing and then she uploads it. And yeah, I think I was 11 that time. It was bad. Don't even ask. It was horrible.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, as far as we see on Instagram, it's like probably 3 to 4 years, and then payphone came in, and it was surprising. It was surprising. I was like, okay, first she can sing, and then came in like with the raps, and then there was another rap video that I didn't come on through, but between rap and singing, which one are you?
Oh, singing, rapping is just, I was not serious, like at all. I genuinely didn't think that that was gonna blow up. I was just yapping
Yeah,
on beat, that's it.
on beat.
Yeah, on beat, yapping, with the tempo, that's it. But then it
Ah,
blew
that's
up.
funny. That's the thing, right? With Instagram, like, do you know anything about like which videos would blow up, and then which one will
Fuck
not?
no, no,
Yeah.
no. Bro, payphone. I was wearing my makcik tudung. You know what that is? That's like the auntie, rich auntie, or like like village auntie's tudung. Do you really think I wanted that video of all videos to blow up?
Then what is your tudung right now? I would
Okay, now
I
it's
wouldn't even
like
use.
good. Okay, it's presentable. You know, the bawal tudung is rare of all the videos. Why that one?
Wait. Was it even that bad? Was it? I don't.
Yeah.
Wait. What do you mean, dude?
That's my lazy tudung, my lazy scarf.
I feel like you look more local in that video than you do now. Now, like you look more like a Malaysian girl over there. Would you consider yourself more Malaysian now or like more British now?
Oh my God. My therapist asked me that question like 2 years ago.
Wait, you
My
went to
answer,
therapy
fuck
in
yeah.
Malaysia, or
Yeah.
in Malaysia?
Malaysia. Yeah.
Okay,
I
we'll
had
we'll, we'll
to.
get.
Yeah. But
We'll get there.
when she asked me, I said I was 90% white cultured and 10% Malay cultured. But now I'm proud to say I'm 60 white culture, 40 Malay culture. Reason being, like, I still have elements of that white culture that I just can't get rid of. Accent, which is one thing, and especially when it comes to like meeting new people, it comes out like
Yes.
no filter. And the second thing is food. I'm still not used to the food here. And third is humor. Do you know the amount of times I make a joke and nobody understands? And the amount of time people make a joke and I don't understand. That's why I'm saying 40, because still not there yet.
Give it a few more years. I think your boyfriend needs to like warm you up even more with like the Malaysians.
Mate,
He has to
he's turning British. What do you mean? It's the opposite.
you're too strong. You have to like bring it down, all right? We talk in Malay. Okay, apa khabar? Baik semua. Semua okay.
Like, we do talk in Malay though, but
Yeah.
when we're talking about serious shit, we talk in English. So it's like,
Yeah. I feel you because like my granddad's a Malay poetess. What do you call it? Like poet. Yes. And then my mom has like a master's degree in Malay, and then here I am doing an English podcast. So I'm
a
I'm
mix.
yeah. I'm kind of a mix as well. Wait. Okay. So for everyone, before I want to get into that therapy side, but for everyone listening, especially for your audience, right? Everybody knows you grew up in the UK and everything, but
Yes.
to make the timeline clear for everyone, where were you born? How many years were you in the UK? And then when did you go back to Malaysia?
Okay. I will not disclose which state I was born. The reason being, it's a stereotype here. If I say it, I am gonna get so much more hate than I already got right now. Believe me.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna disclose that. I'm just gonna say I was born in Malaysia, okay? Okay. First things first, family. My parents are divorced. So when they divorced, I was like, what? Preschool? Kindergarten? I don't remember. But then when I was in year one, my mum decided to take her master's degree in the UK. So she dragged my sister and I along, dragged, up
Drag.
until year two. And then we went back to Malaysia actually. So this is where everybody's gonna throw fucking rotten tomatoes at me and say, oh, so you weren't in the UK for your whole childhood. Hang on, give me a second. Even though I was in Malaysia between year three and year four, that's like almost 2 years, I guess, I don't remember a single thing of it. Not even kidding. All I remember were faces of friends that I met. I don't remember how life was at home. I don't remember what I even did. If I was successful in school, I don't even remember. But then I skipped year five and I went straight to the UK again. And the reason why I skipped year five is because the timeline of my age and when school starts in the UK is a bit different compared to here. You guys start in January, we start in like end of year.
This is just by the way, because I'm from Singapore, like we don't even use the like high school system of like year one, year two, year three, year four, year five.
Oh,
So
you
it's like
don't?
we go like primary school, so primary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then secondary school, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, or like form
Yeah.
one, form two, form three, like that? What do you call
Okay,
it?
so
Oh.
secondary 1, 2, 3, 4, and then
Oh,
after that we go to
secondary.
diploma. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's why whenever people talk to me about like high school, year one, year two, I'm just like, wait, how old is that?
Ours is
15,
different
16?
though. Ours is different.
Exactly.
Ours is
Yeah, it's different,
year
right?
after year six, it's year seven, year eight, year nine, year 10, year 11.
Yeah, that's why like if people here do the same thing. So when they say year 10, year 11, I'm like, okay, wait, let me count that. Wait, so how old are you when you had to go back to UK?
I was 10. So I'm not
10.
mistaken. I was 10. 10
That's very
turning
young.
11. 10 turning 11. So I was in year six basically. So from year six all the way up to the end of high school, I was 16. So 16. So around 6 years, I was there, stuck in the UK with plain food. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a lot of people's, I think, in my opinion, formative childhood years, right? Like that 11 to
Yeah.
16, right?
Yes,
Because
that's
I think,
developmental years.
yeah, because now I think about it, a lot of like, I guess my childhood friends are from that age. And then like that 18, I guess 17 to like 21 is like, I don't know. It's such a weird,
It's
like
when
exploring
you
stage.
it's when you remember things as well. If I'm being honest, I feel like I only started remembering big things after I was 18, you know?
Yeah.
Like before that
But
it's
like,
just life.
yeah, I guess because it's also like at the age of like 10 to 16, you're with those people every day, right? And then they are the
Yeah.
ones that you become closest with. And then you slowly like start, I guess, how old are you now? 23?
Yeah, I am. Oh my God, I'm
23?
old. Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
no, you're not 23. We are all still
My
young.
bones say something different though. My bones be cracking
Exercise,
every
all
day.
right? You gotta exercise. We'll get there. I'm 27 this year, right? I'm young. I'm still young.
You don't look it, mate. You look like you're my age.
Stop gassing me up, bro. Anyway, what was you growing up in the UK like? Like, were you already like wearing hijab at that time?
No, actually. Like I was a free hair kid. Free, literally free. Because I was never pressured or forced by my parents. Parents meaning my mum. But like my sister and my mum wore headscarves though. But I think in my case is because as a kid growing up, even in the 2 years in Malaysia, I don't really wear headscarf and nobody said anything. So like I never felt like I had to. Don't get me wrong, I love my religion, but it's like it's a choice, you know, to
Yeah,
wear
yeah.
or not to wear. And I would rather have that choice. However, however, as soon as I moved back to Malaysia, your girl was forced. Like forced.
By your mom or like by like
Yeah.
societal like
By
pressure?
my mom. By my mom, like, who never forced me, and then suddenly it's a switch. So I was so confused. I was like, what, seven? I just turned 17, and I know we're skipping a lot, but give me a second. I need to get this out. But like, when I moved back to Malaysia in August 2018, in November 2018, that's like what, 3 months, I went straight to UIA. Do you know what UIA is? It's an Islamic International University, mate. Do you know the switch I had to go through in my identity? Oh my days.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. Like I've had the thing is, from what I grew up with, usually the background would be like people grew up in a Islamic school first, right? Like in primary school or whatever. That's like usually what their parents like, they call it madrasah school, right? Everybody goes to madrasah school.
Oh.
And then slowly when they go to like diploma, uni, then like maybe they want to explore and like actually then they start seeing girls, especially for guys, right? When they start seeing like mixed classes, then they're like, whoa, this is a whole new world, guys. Whole new world. But I've never heard anyone going through the
It's the
opposite, bro.
opposite.
Yeah, and you were actually like in the UK. So you are
Yeah.
like living the Western life. Not even like living in Malaysia in a Western culture, but like in the Western culture and then going to
Yeah.
Islamic school, dude. Oh, what was that like?
Wait, hang on. Your first question was what life was like in the UK, right? I feel
Okay,
bad
okay,
because
we'll
I
go
don't
back.
want to skip your questions. I feel bad.
Did we skip? I feel like, you know what? I'll enjoy this storyline. I'm just enjoying the storyline.
Okay, in the UK, freaking loved it. I love the people. I love the life I had there. Honestly speaking, I remembered most of it, which is a great sign, as my therapist would say. But like, I remember most of it. I did sports, I did music, I did drama, I did everything I wanted to do. So life in the UK was probably one of the best years of my life, and I'm only 23, so that says a lot.
What would be like the main difference now that you're in Malaysia, right? Because I think you said it in your video, right? Like, what is the fascination with my accent? But I think it's
Yeah.
because what I've realized is like we grew up with I guess shows and movies with like American/British accents, right? So either we hear, I mean, British accents, in my opinion, is already cool enough in its own sense, all right? It's cool to me, all right? And then
Okay.
American accent, I feel like in real life, you'll be like, oh, it feels like I'm meeting, subconsciously, it's like a celebrity because every celebrity is like
Yeah.
American. So when we see like a Malay girl in a hijab, in her car in Malaysia, and then she's speaking like that, we're like, this is new. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think, I
it's
think,
new, but it doesn't
yeah.
give you the right to bully me though. The fuck?
I mean, no, it doesn't give anyone the right to bully you, but I think it's just cool. Like for me, it's cool. You know, I still
Yeah,
find it
yeah.
cool whenever I talk to someone British and I'm like trying my best not to imitate their accents because I'm like, it sounds so
Nah,
cool. I
I'm
want to.
used to it.
No, I'm not gonna do it again. I've done it way too many times. I'm bad. I'm bad at it, bro. I'm trying to learn the Aussie accent. It's already a whole different category of
I
accents, which is
love Aussie accents.
it's not.
I
You see,
freaking, it's so attractive.
you see what I mean? I think it's just we like everything that we don't have. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I don't grow up here, but like, it's been 3 years over here, so I'm used to hearing the Aussie accent, but British accents are still cool to me. Yeah. The only
Hi.
thing we know about British accents with like me and my partner, my podcast partner, we were always talking about like chunks and Philly. Yeah.
Ah,
That's
Chunks
like
and Philly.
the main culture. Like everyone always like, oh, wallahi fam. Like even the non-Muslims over here are like, wallahi fam. Like guys, you got to do this. So it's like a trend that's been coming to Australia, I would say.
You guys are a bit
Yeah,
late, but welcome.
they are. They are. Oh man. Now that wait, where was I going? Oh,
It's
I
all
lost
right.
track.
It's okay. You can ask me anything. I'm an open book.
You'd be surprised that not everyone would like to open up about everything.
Why not? It's so much fun. You get to let your inner narcissist out, you know?
What was the most fun that you did in UK? Like compared to like
Theatre.
Malaysia fun? Theater, right? Or rather, wait, with theater and like explaining, I guess you get to express your feelings, right? What are the
Yeah.
difference between like people, like UK people and then Malaysia people? In the media industry, that's where like the main difference I can feel. Where like the expressiveness of Western people compared to like Singapore or Malaysia or like Asian in general, like they express their feelings a lot more.
Do I express my feelings? Oh my God, that's a compliment.
Yeah, of course, dude. Do you not know like our favorite compliment in Singapore? Like the only
What?
compliment that we do. Not
What,
bad.
what, what? Oh,
Not bad means is good. So like whenever we eat, even if the food's good, right? Like we'll be like, "Ooh, not bad, bro, not bad, bro. This one, not
not
bad
bad,
is
but
like
not good. You're not
see
saying it's
that
good either.
see that's what I mean because like, dude, when I first came here to Australia, right, and someone complimented me, my manager was like, "Oh, good job, Hammy." I was there like frozen, and I'm like, I
Oh
just
my
did
God,
my job. Like,
compliments.
yeah, like it didn't make sense. And then because I don't know how to compliment people, then they think I'm rude.
Oh,
That
I
was
get
the
you.
main difference that I felt like in terms of like, expressing feeling. So like compare that to UK and Malaysia. What was that
You're
like?
you're saying expressions in a positive way. The way like experience was a negative way. Like people experience, sorry, they express their opinions negatively, in my opinion. Maybe it's because I'm a girl. I don't know. But like, let's
Mm.
say I haven't gone home in a while, right? And then my grandma, God bless her, I love her to bits, but she would say, "Dah gemuk," which means you're fat. And I'm like, what? Yes, I'm like, oh, that's what I mean. I feel like maybe it's a girl thing. Malaysians are so unfiltered when it comes to weight. I don't know. I feel
Mm.
like it's that weight or skin color. Oh my God, the amount of times that I get racist freaking comments on, oh, you've tanned. Oh, you got darker. Oh, you need to be lighter. Oh my days. I have never once gotten that kind of comment when I was in the UK. Here, it's like asking, how was your day? It was the same thing. How's your day? No. How's your skin color? It's tanned now, isn't it? It's like that.
But do you think they're asking it like in your own point of view, right? Do you think they're asking it like genuinely that's their culture, or like
Yeah.
they genuinely are like it's not coming from a bad place? Do you know what I mean? Like that's just how they are.
That's not a good thing to be what they are, how they are. Because it's not nice. Like we
Yeah.
don't say like if we haven't seen someone in a while, you'll be like, oh, how have you been? How's your mum? How's your parents? You know? Here, oh, how have you been? You've gained weight, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you say that? That's not nice.
But you know, like the way you just said it in your British accent just makes it sound funny and not mean at all. So like I kind of like it though.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
But yeah, it's a very, I don't know. I've been a little bit like self-conscious, not self-conscious, but I've been aware of that for a while. I think the heat adds up quite a lot to that tension, in my opinion. Like how hot Singapore is. I don't know about Malaysia, which like in KL, and then how competitive the Asian culture is. And I guess that is within our toxic Malay trait. Is like we can't express feelings. You know, that's why we go to
Yeah.
therapy. Yeah. But I guess the Western culture has really, really taught me to like share feelings with my parents.
Yeah.
As weird as it was, I remember telling my mom like, I'm feeling sad or somewhere along those lines, and then she's just frozen in time, just being like, "Mama tak tahu nak buat apa, Mam."
But kudos to you. It takes a lot of courage, to talk to your parents about these things.
Yeah, it does, because
Yeah.
it's a weird thing, because like you can learn so much bad things from the Western media, but also I guess they really do express their feelings well. I'll give them credit for that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Okay, dude. So now you're back in Malaysia. What's Malaysia like?
Yeah.
Because now you're the one who taught me this, right? I've never heard this term, third culture kid. And then you were talking to the, oh my god, I keep forgetting her name, the lady who lives in Paris. And then
Oh,
her
Sabi, Sabrina.
Sabrina, yes. And then her kids are also going through that phase. So what's that like?
Okay, third culture kid. I'm not gonna say by definition. I'm gonna get so much hate if I get it wrong. But what I
That's
know
fine.
from what
Yeah.
I learned, third culture kid is like you grew up in a different culture during your developmental years, which is 10 to 16, basically. I mean, like even younger, I guess, but mainly from 10 to 16. That's how I think, anyways. And when I say different culture, I mean a culture that is not your family's culture, your original culture. So in my case, it's Malay, but my mom didn't even speak in Malay with me that much. And even if she did, it's like slight, and most of the time it's in English. So that Malay culture was out the window, wasn't even there. So I was literally raised in a whole nother culture, which is the white culture, the British culture. So yeah, that's what TCKs are.
And what would you say home is right now? Like now, home is Malaysia or UK?
Do you want the cringe answer or do you want the proper answer?
Let's go with the cringe one.
Home is where my boyfriend is.
But he better be. I'll put his face up somewhere in this video just to like give context to people, since you've already put
You
him out in
asked
the
for it.
public.
You asked for it, so I'm gonna answer.
But that's kind of true. I feel like I genuinely didn't expect you to say that, but like there's a part of me that feels like I want to go back home to Singapore just to be like with family. But there's also another part of me that's like, oh, if I meet someone here in Australia and she's my wife, like I'll be like, you know what, it's cool. Like I'll stay here.
Yeah, honestly, I had the same thought as you. Because if I hadn't met someone here, I would be wanting to go back home.
Go
Like
back home,
home.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the UK, because I mean, because you're already starting content creation in Malaysia, right? And coming from the UK, I feel like UK has more, I guess, opportunities, right? Like
Yeah.
in the media industry, especially if you're doing what you're doing right now in UK, it'll be so much different. I guess if
Yeah.
you didn't have let's just imagine, right? Imagine a world where he doesn't exist, right?
Cannot imagine it, mate. Oh.
I guess he's proven
Yeah.
to you that like Malaysian guys are good guys. Are Malaysian guys good guys then?
I've had my fair share of bad ones, so this is one of a kind, honestly.
An anomaly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An
Have you
anomaly.
dated
Yeah,
anyone? Like
honestly.
actually, when you were in the UK, did you date any like UK guys?
Yeah. Okay. So many people ask me this, but no, I did not date a white guy, for God's sakes. Like, just because I grew up abroad doesn't mean I have to date a white guy. Nothing
Well,
wrong with
black
that.
guy then.
Okay? Nothing wrong with either. Black guy, white guy, nothing wrong, but it's just not my taste. Like, honestly, I didn't have a type. I'm the type,
Yeah.
if I like you, I like you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I date with the idea of marriage because I believe in if you put in effort, love is there. I don't believe in just love. I believe in effort equals love. So I date to marry. So as soon as I came back, I liked this one guy and then I dated him for 3 years. But it ended badly. But the 3 years is because it's like mainly online. So there was not a lot of conflict until we met in person. And then after that guy, I dated another guy for about a year and something. And then that ended badly too. And now I met this one. So if this goes wrong,
Dude, you know what? Dude, that's good. I didn't. I caught that because I actually dated someone for 3 years long distance as well. So that's something we have in common.
how was
3
that? How
years.
did that end?
Well,
How
I'm
did
still
that end?
single. I ended with me going to therapy, so
Ah,
yeah.
you and me both.
Yeah, yeah. It actually ended with me going to therapy because I was like, what did I just go through, dude? Like,
Me
what in the
too.
world? Because I feel like the long distance, and if you guys like connect really well, everything's good.
Hmm.
And there's also
Yeah,
the
yeah,
freedom
yeah,
aspect of like, you can do what you want, she can do what she wants.
yeah. Hmm.
And then I guess, unfortunately, we broke up. And I was like, this is not going to work out long term or whatever. But I think somewhere nearing the end, we were still talking despite like we've been broken up. And I was like, I got some extra money from family because someone passed away and everything. And I'm like, oh wait, I can meet my ex because we were still talking. And I'm like, I was trying to like meet her, but then she started seeing someone else. But we were still talking, right? And we were still planning to meet. And then I'll just say, and then I'll see if I want to cut this out. And then one day I was like on her Instagram story, and then she was like in bed with another guy, and I'm just there like, I guess we should we should stop talking right now. So,
I am so sorry you had to go through that.
dude, the thing is, at that moment I didn't believe it. I was like, that cannot be true. Like this is fake. Like this is genuinely fake. And then I went to therapy, and then the therapist was a guy. Like he's like a big guy as well, right? This therapist guy. Second, I said I saw her in bed with another guy. The therapist was like, he had his notepad, right? You know, every therapist has like their bloody
Oh
whatever.
yeah, the writing
That
thing.
notepad, yeah. Let's imagine this as a notepad. Wait, he has his notepad right here, yeah. He's there, and I said, oh yeah, she posted her in bed with another guy, and he's just like, what? I'm sorry to hear that, bro. The second he said that, I was like, oh, okay. Like I gotta, I gotta digest this properly. 3 years. I feel like 3 years is always a good limit to like. After you've done dating for 3 years, if you both aren't like planning on marriage, it's like, then what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's true. Wait, what? How old were you though?
It happened last year, so I was 25. Yeah,
So you started when you were 22. So
22. Yeah,
3 years,
22.
right?
Yeah, but she's older than me.
Oh,
Yeah, 2 years older than me.
older doesn't mean wiser.
Exactly.
Facts.
Say that to her, please.
Older doesn't mean wiser, darling. There you go.
I guess I should ask you this because like you're open with your boyfriend. Like, what makes your that relationship so special? Like, how is that relationship going on?
Remember when I talked about therapy?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can go there now.
Therapy
We can
didn't
go there now.
work. Therapy didn't work. I'm so sorry. Like,
Okay,
but
why
it's partially my
why
fault.
did you go to therapy first? Like, what was the reason heading into therapy?
We're gonna be here all day, mate. Okay.
It's only been 30 minutes.
First
We got
things.
time.
Okay, okay, that's true. First things first. Parents are divorced. We got that over the. We got over that hurdle. Then my mom married my stepdad, and then we had those three stepsisters from an unpleasant place. Um, so after that, this incident, I didn't remember a lot of things, but I do remember being angry, like really angry. And my sister and I, my real sister and I, we fought like a lot together, like throwing mirrors at each other, bleeding, like that kind of fight, not verbal, but physical. And then I just remember lashing out so easily. And I'm the type to hit things, like punch. So I've actually gone through so many bandages for this right hand, a lot. And then it got to the point where it was not hitting, it was cutting. And it was not good. It was not healthy, obviously. It wasn't healthy. So I had to go through therapy for that. And I also went counseling. Counseling sucked. I feel like counseling is the worst thing you could ever do, especially if it's like uni provided. I don't know. I feel like they don't give two shits about you. Therapy didn't work because I kept putting myself in situations where I could be upset or I could disappoint myself, aka one of my relationships, two of my relationships. So I decided that, okay, I am not gonna go to therapy because this is not helpful. Because myself, I'm not willing to change. I'm not willing to change my environment. So I'd rather not. Wasting my money, wasting a therapist's time, better not. And then I met him. He was my friend for like a year or so, and he saw me at my darkest moment, which was during this time.
Mm.
And he said this one thing when I was on call, because it was like during the time when I was arguing with my ex. It was during those times. So he was my friend, but I was with my ex at that time. But like we were arguing, and my bestest friend, who's a guy, didn't come to me. He went to my ex. So I was left by myself. And only my friend, which is my current boyfriend, he was there. And the one thing that he said was the reason that I'm still here, which was in Korean, it was Goldia, which was his nickname, Goldie for me. Goldia 힘들지, which means you've had it tough, right? And tears kept on going because I felt like finally someone understood and someone like understands like this is not a drill. Like I genuinely don't want to be here anymore. And then ever since then, he kept on making sure that I was okay. He was by my side. But the best part about him is he never once complained when I had a breakdown. So he just let it all out. He let me have all that negative thoughts and let me have a moment with those negative thoughts, you know, so I could face it head on. So I don't have to keep on keeping it inside all the time or going to therapy and pretending that, oh, it's getting better, it's getting better. It's not. So I had to literally face it head on, face what the hell is wrong with me, which was the root of it all. Is definitely family, definitely previous relationships, definitely previous assaults, all those things. So like he let me face it. And I think that's what made me adore him like so much. Because I've never met someone who's that patient, that understanding, and that loving ever in my life.
It feels like he's your therapist.
Yeah, without me having to pay, so that's a bonus.
That was exactly like whatever that you said was exactly what my therapist told me, because
Really?
because I was there for like a month, and I think he was just stacking ammo as I was talking, and like it was getting better and better. And there was a moment where he stopped me and just also said sort of like the same thing as what you just said. I've noticed your personality is very positive. There's always a good that comes out of your life, and you believe in God. So like, whatever happens, I know Allah's with me. But could you try sitting down with the negative emotions just once? And I was like, I didn't get it. Like even when he said that, I didn't fully understand what he meant.
Yeah, I get you.
And then I think especially for guys, right, with our ego, we're like, we don't have time to be sad. Like fuck, you know. Exactly. So that was also going through my head. You know, like after we go through a breakup, we straight away go to the gym. Like we don't cry, we go to the gym.
Yeah.
Right. So that was my mindset. And then I didn't understand what he said. So he looked at me and he's like, this is going to be hard, but let me just say this. Like, you saw her in bed with another guy. And I'm just like, yeah? Okay, let's just sit in it. And he just looked into my eyes for like 10 seconds. And I'm like, oh, fuck. This is super weird. And I guess that's what it means to when people say someone is listening to you or understanding you.
Yeah.
It's actually not fixing anything, you know? It's
Exactly.
just sitting down beside you and being like, yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, exactly. You need someone to tell you, like, what you went through was not okay. Like, you need someone to say that to you. But you yourself need to be ready to hear that,
Yeah.
you know?
And it's hard because like when you're in, I think whenever we talk about these kind of situations, it's very like, it's obvious because you're from the outside point of view. But
Yeah.
you are going through like, you are literally with your, I guess, previous relationship, you're like right in front of him that you don't see the problem. And
Yeah.
then your boyfriend now is like from out here and he's like, bro, this is not it. But
Yeah.
it also comes, I would say, I'm also proud of you, or like, what's the word I'm looking for? Happy that you came out of it yourself, because what I've realized is also like, is that old saying where you can drag a horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink.
Yes. I agree with you.
Yeah, because
Thank you.
there's so
That's
many
so
things.
nice.
It is because I I've realized because I was stuck in that situation myself, I realized like there is nothing no one can say to get you out of that situation until you pull yourself out of that situation. Like genuinely. I can share this one story with one of my friends who went through years, like probably 5 to 10 years worth of like going through many different guys, hookup cultures, and really destroying her own mental health. And I've been by her side so many times through like doctors, her trying to like kill herself, all these kind of things, so many different situations,
Yeah,
so many.
yeah.
And then something in my head told me to like contact her after I broke up with my ex. After like I've never talked to her for like 2 years at this point. And I think, I don't know, Allah gave me like a sign or something. And I called her and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I swore in my life, I feel like she would have been stuck in this culture for many more years. But she went to therapy for a year and has finally said the words that I wanted to hear. She told me, "Hamka, you guys have been helping me for 4 or 5 years. But the past year after going through therapy, the only person who could have saved me was me. And you could have never done anything." So, yeah. Yeah.
That's the truth, isn't it? No matter what you're going through, only you can take yourself out of that situation. As harsh
Yeah,
as it sounds, it's the truth.
it is. Because, and I think the beautiful thing is like once you realize it or once you get out of it, then you realize and you look back, you're like, oh shit, why was I even in that scene for so long?
Yeah.
There's no way for me to explain like what it's like to go through a, when I say toxic relationship, it's not necessarily like abuse or whatever. Like sometimes it's just not good for you, you know.
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
good
yeah,
people
yeah.
can be bad for each other.
Definitely. Facts. I'm proud of you too, by the way.
Let's go,
I'm proud of
G.
you too.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Malay gang. We're not as lazy as we thought we were, yeah?
Yeah.
We gotta prove the Malay culture. Low key, I would go to therapy again just to say hi to the guy and like go through more.
I
But
would
then again,
not. I'd rather not.
but you went. Maybe that's the difference, right? We talked about this on the previous episode where like in each country we need a professional in each. I feel like in their own culture. But you said school counseling was bad, but I went to my school counseling, my uni school counsel, because they are very very prideful of like mental health. They always talk about mental health. So
Oh,
there's
that's so
most
good.
yeah there's more seriousness I guess in Western cultures with mental health, and it was very 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 cheap. Can I say I can say the price. It was like $25 a session, which is like 50 ringgit.
Mate, I paid 300 for 1 hour.
Yeah, yeah. The friend that I said she went to therapy for like I think $300 SGD. I think so, somewhere there. Mental health, I guess, hasn't fully come like in its pricing with Asian culture yet. It's still like
Yeah, not
coming up
yet.
there. It's not that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's still
yeah,
new.
yeah. It's still new. I would say maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm starting this as well. Is like to bring the conversations out, and then from there, I guess maybe 5 to 10 years. I feel like 5 to 10 years is good for people to get there and like actually start talking about mental health. It's such a weird thing because I came to this realization like everything that we do starts with the mind. So why not
Yeah.
have a mind doctor? You know, like someone has to like have this mind doctor thing, like a psychologist basically.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. But someone to voice it out too.
Yeah, someone to voice it out to or just understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love what you're doing.
I mean, it comes from experience because I went through the same thing. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right now, then, what would you say your mental health would be at out of 10?
10. The
10?
reason being, I have not had a panic attack in so long. Like, so long. And I've never thought that I could ever get out of that. Like, I would get panic attack at the most random times, especially if it's like a lot of people. Like, I feel like I'm underwater when there's so many people around me. Like, that sound, like when you're underwater, that sound,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I
yeah.
hear. And then I start to go in panic mode and I leg it to the toilet and then I have a panic attack. But nowadays, my job is a digital creator. I have to meet so many people, and I never once felt like I was underwater anymore. It was crazy.
Damn, dude. What does
Insane.
panic attack looks like? What does panic attack look like to you?
Oh, obviously breathing so fast. I don't think I've ever breathed that fast, even when I'm exercising. Like it's insane. Like basically hyperventilating, and it's gotten to the point. where I saw blue. Like I literally, my vision was blue. I saw everything around me was blue. It was crazy. And then to the point where I would black out for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes to an hour. And then I wake up and sometimes I don't even remember what happened.
You don't remember
So yeah,
anything?
no. I have a lot of like gaps in my memories, like during therapy, during childhood, like so many gaps that I don't remember. Like when my sister and I reconciled, I don't remember that. But somehow my sister and I
Seriously?
are like, yeah, because I just remembered when we were young. Yeah, I was an asshole, but who wasn't, as a kid? But like, we argued a lot, we fought a lot. But then when we were like, what, 2, 3 years ago? So I was like 19, 20. She told me that, oh, we reconciled when we were like, what, 11, 12, something like that. I'm like, I don't remember that. What the fuck you mean? I just remember you were suddenly nice to me. But apparently she came to my room and she apologized. And we both cried apparently. And I don't remember that. And I hated that I couldn't remember that. That's such a beautiful memory to have with your sister, but I can't remember it.
You must have went through a lot because like to get blackouts, that's usually a sign of like big T trauma of like really you don't want to remember something, dude. What
Yeah.
what I'm actually curious what actually would be like the practices that you do to keep yourself in a healthier space. I mean, other than the fact that you have an amazing boyfriend, okay? Because
Um,
everybody's hearing this, like we all probably have went through that same feeling. I think
yeah.
panic attack was something I experienced for the first time last year, and when I was having it, and I'm
Oh,
like, no, no,
I'm
I'm a
so
man.
sorry.
No, nah, don't be. I feel like everything is part of the journey, right?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
because for me, like I said, I think going to therapy, going to the gym, that like that saved my life. You know, actually praying, like it was the first time actually like sitting down praying to Allah, like that actually helped me. What helped you?
What helped me was talking to myself. I have this thing where I type, like in my notes, as though I'm talking to me, but from the outside. Yeah. So I ask myself, like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this to yourself? What's wrong? Tell me from A to B what the problem is. I'll sort it out. Something like that. Basically, I became a therapist who is me for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's
that
how
that is
I
what
like talk to myself.
therapy is meant to do for you, right?
Mm,
Like, yes,
yeah.
you get to talk about your feelings or whatever, but the
Mm,
therapist's job is like actually for you to answer that question yourself, and
yes.
that's the hardest part, right? Where you have to actually sit down and be like,
Mm,
what am I feeling? I
mm,
just did an episode that's coming out today as well, Wednesday, tomorrow, yeah. This girl from China, she's my friend over here. She is facing like anxiety and depression, and while we were doing the podcast, then she realized she was like, I guess one of the reasons why I'm still going through anxiety is I haven't admitted the fact that I am lonely. And I think what you did, or I realized what you did, is like that writing down and like going through that emotion is it's scary as shit, dude.
yeah, you're literally forcing yourself to understand you, which is the most difficult being to understand is yourself.
Yeah. Do you think like at any point religion helps you out to understand that?
Yes. The reason being, I'm not that religious, but like when I really am down in the dumps, okay, I have this belief that it's unfair for me to call out to my creator when I am down in the dumps because I feel like I'm using him. I know that sounds so bad, but like I just don't want him to feel like, oh, I'm only coming to you because I need you. Like that. No, I want him to know that I want him around every single time. Even when I'm happy, I think about him. Stuff like that. But there are times where I had to put that kind of mindset aside and just be like, I'm stuck. I can't do anything anymore. I tried everything. So help me. And then there was this one time where when I was praying, it just tears like just tears. Like I didn't say anything and I just suddenly cried it out and everything felt clearer. So I really felt that he was listening at that point, you know?
I guess that's the moment where I tell people, no, I realize like no matter how much you talk about it to someone, there's this still this one moment of like admission, right, to yourself, because you can talk
Yeah.
about it to your boyfriend, mom, whoever, but if there's still no like admission in your feelings, it will still sort of stay there. You know what I mean?
Yes. It
But
lingers and it creeps back.
that feeling, that you feel, I understand that. I would not, I wouldn't say argue against you, but I would say like God's love is sort of like your parents' love, right? God has its masculine and femininity. And if you look at it in a way where like if you're very, very sad, right? And you're hiding this from your mom or your boyfriend, would you want to tell them? Because God's love is greater than whatever that your mom feels,
Yeah.
whatever that your boyfriend feels. Now, if it's the opposite way as well, right? If your boyfriend is, let's say right now he's going through a tough time, right? At any point, if he's at his lowest and then he's reaching out to you, would you feel like he's only needing you when he's sad? No, right? Like
No.
you want to be there, right?
Yeah.
So I would say it's the same thing with God. God is just literally there, like, I'm waiting for you, dude. Like
Oh, you're
that.
gonna make me cry. I never thought of it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, that's how I've been like seeing life being like God is waiting literally every day, like happy,
That's
sad,
so true.
whatever. Just call out to me. And I guess for me I've changed the word serious to sincere because I think there's a misconception with a lot of our childhood, especially with my dad, where we say like, oh, when you solat, you have to be serious, you know? And it just felt weird. So like every time I'm like happy or whatever, then when I saw it's like my face gets serious. Do you know what I mean? It's like everybody suddenly like
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
serious, right? But
Yeah.
I think the word sincere works better because
Yes, I totally agree with you there.
yeah, sincere can be happy, sad, and whatever emotion that you feel towards God, and it makes me actually want to pray and reach out to Him.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. Oh, sincerity. That's such a nice way to put it. Why didn't I think of that? Sorry. Just
it's something
arguing with
to
myself.
yeah. It blew my mind when like I changed the word and like how one word can change your life.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. Dude, it's pretty. I like talking to you about these kind of things because like it doesn't feel heavy. Like it's heavy topics. You know what I mean?
I think it's
Every time.
because we went through it, you know, and we survived it, I think. Maybe
I
that's
think
why.
got out of it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. But life is gonna hit again. Like it's gonna come again. Like I'm 1000%
Yeah.
sure.
I'm waiting. Come at me. Come on then.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And these are the moments where like I also pray. I'm like Allah, like bring it. Let's go together, bro. All right, Aisha. Well, like if you had one tip or one advice for your own self the 5 years ago you or the last time like let's say you saw like literally you looking at the you that was like cutting yourself, what would you say to her?
I wrote this. I wrote this to
You
myself.
actually wrote it.
Like, yeah, like previously. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna pretend you're me now. Little baby Aisha. Okay.
All right, I'll edit it and then put your face on this.
Shitty family, no friends, constantly a nomad, identity crisis before you're even an adult, and on top of that, a deteriorating mental state of mind. Life sucks right now. Life will continue sucking, and believe me, you're gonna want it all to stop. But if you decide to do that, you're gonna lose the best bet at being the happiest, the most successful, and the most healthiest version of yourself. Do you want to lose that bet or do you want to go against all those odds? You're competitive, and I know you know the answer to that. So choose.
Damn. I wish I could translate that to everyone who's feeling like they're not good enough, but
Yeah.
there's no way for us to like translate that emotion unless they write themselves that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've seen so many people who like, there's so many people out there who have so much talent, you know, so much talent, but they just don't put themselves out there.
I get you.
I guess it shows up in your consistency, especially with your content creation right now, right? If you guys haven't seen her content at Aisha Humaira, right? I think she posts her singing videos every single day. Like she
Yeah.
said, right? Some will be good, some will be bad, and then some will go
Of
viral. Just
course.
exactly, some will go viral when you don't even know. And she literally
When I'm
recorded like
wearing a freaking village lady scarf. Oh God.
maybe that was the algorithm. You need to wear something more machi vibe, right? And then you actually talk in your British accent, and then that's the thing that gives people the shock element, you know. So maybe you
I
can't
don't
dress
like
well enough.
Instagram anymore. I don't like the algorithm anymore.
You should. I mean, Ramadan's coming up. Maybe you need to wear like your machi vibes, and then you start doing your ketupat over there, right? And then you start singing, and that will actually get the views. Actually, that's a brilliant idea, dude.
That's an identity loss. That's
That's the
not
whole
who I
point.
am anymore.
Oh my god, dude. I think that's as much as I want to ask for today. There was a lot. Um, I've learned a lot from you, to be honest. And it's crazy how like we're kind of worlds apart. And hopefully,
Yeah.
I've been dying to go back to Malaysia these days because like the last time I went to Malacca was probably 16, 17 years old. Yeah, it's been a while. And like
Damn.
now that
That's
I
10 years.
love it. Oh yeah, it's been 10 years. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been a decade.
Bruh. Yeah, because I have a kampong over there and like the last time I went there was like no internet, no nothing. So like, I just didn't want to go again. But now like I want to
Whereabouts?
Malacca Serkam Pantai, if that rings any
Oh
bell
my.
for you. Nope. Yep. I haven't been to KL in a very long time. So I don't even know what KL looks like. Like I would love to go just to see like the culture again, to like see the people. Yeah. I haven't been there in a very, very long time.
Come on then, we'll give you a tour.
Yeah. Which part of KL? Like I don't know how KL looks like. Like is it just the what do you call it? Like the city and then is there still like suburbs?
Yeah, city in the middle, and then there's the top, and then there's the bottom. I live down here.
I'll take note because I'm going back to Singapore in like a few months for Eid. Yeah, for Eid.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We'll be waiting for you.
Ah, shit, bro.
We'll leave some rendang for you.
Some rendang. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah,
Rendang
because
overseas
if
is like,
you're going to Malacca, my grandparents are there, so I'll most likely be in Malacca too. And my
oh,
grandparents love adopting my friends, so why
no
not?
shit. I mean, why not, right? The more the better.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I have two houses in Malacca. Yeah, actually, yeah. DM me like which part of Malacca, then I'll send you like which part of Malacca I'm at. Do you have any like last final things you want to say or like questions, anything before we go off?
I had one question, but I don't know if I should ask it. Why Australia? Like of
Why
all the
Australia?
countries, yeah. I don't know.
Um,
Maybe you went to Australia to run away or for studies. I don't know. I don't know if it's sensitive, so I didn't want to ask. But since you're
no, no,
asking
no,
what
no,
I
no.
should ask, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah. Um, actually, right after or in the middle of national service, like I was already like planning to go somewhere outside of Singapore. Like in Singapore, I was doing a lot of music and everything, and I could feel the limitation of Singapore, and I wanted to go to Australia for because they have this 1 year work holiday visa.
1 year work holiday.
Yeah, which a lot
What's
of
that?
it's like you can just go to Australia for a year just to work, just to experience life. Yep, and right now a lot of people from the UK are coming to Australia to do that.
Why did nobody
A lot.
tell us that?
I think it's because because then too many people will come.
Sure.
That's the
Sure.
problem.
Okay,
But there's a lot.
fine.
Like right now, like at my workplace, like there's a lot of people from UK. So they're all like coming in right now this year. But during the pandemic, that wasn't available. So the only other way to come here was studying. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's try apply for some studies for media communication. That's what I did. And then my mom wasn't too happy about it because her child's going away to another country. So fair enough. But luckily, one of my friends was also going to Australia, Melbourne. And I was like, let me
Nice.
be your roommate, dude. And that worked out. 2 years. 2 years is too fast, by the way. Anyone planning to do
Yeah.
international study, 2 years is very, very fast because you have to find like your rental apartments. And then if you have a relationship, whatever, then that's a whole different journey. Exactly. And then if your class is everyone's white, that's also another journey. So that was my class. Yeah, I'm the
How was
opposite of you,
that?
dude. It was
How was
weird,
that?
dude. It was weird. I couldn't like I guess make friends because they're like after school, they actually like genuinely don't do anything and they like eat an apple for lunch. And I couldn't understand, like, bro, can we eat like a full
A
meal?
meal? A meal?
Yeah, a meal. And they're just sitting like genuinely under the park and just eating an apple. And I'm like, guys, I can't do this. We gotta eat something. And like, yeah, it was tough to like blend in. And then thankfully I found my workplace. It's a weird workplace because everyone's international and then the managers are local. So I've learned a lot from there. Yeah. And then
Oh.
to make it make sense for you, by the end of the semester, one of the international student like manager cohort of the school wanted to do a podcast for international students. And then I became the host for that after a few auditions. And then after like 2 months, they wanted to release the episode, but they were still too slow. And we
Yeah.
already recorded like 6 episodes. So I was like, screw it, let me do it by myself. And then I got the same bunch of 6 people to record it for me. And that's how this started. So
Oh, so you literally went out of Singapore to have more opportunities, basically,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Ah, kudos on you, mate. That's brave.
I feel like you would feel it soon as you get into the content creation
But
scene.
I'm the type
Unless,
to like get attached. That's why.
yeah, I mean, once you've already like settled down with him, or like you guys are planning on marriage, then you're there, dude.
Soon.
You're there.
Shh.
But I mean, you can still like fly over and like go different countries to like
Yeah,
do whatever you need.
definitely.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at marriage right now. It's like I would want a marriage, but the location doesn't really matter because home is with them. So if you do want to like experience, I don't have anyone yet,
Copying
sadly.
me now. You're
Yeah.
copying me now.
It's real though because there's so many people like coming from Italy, France, UK, and then they're here in Australia with their partners, and they're just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
they don't really have like an end goal yet. They're just working and enjoying life. So yeah, I think people mistake that, right? Like today's generation, like once you marry, it's like okay, you have to stay here and build a house or something like
Yeah.
that. But if you want, like you can
That's
move
the
to different
past.
countries. Exactly. Yeah. Whatever that you and your boyfriend have, is like you guys get married, you can still move to a different country to like experience.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
But yeah, have a look out in that work holiday visa. It should still be on
Wait,
right now.
you better come back to Malacca, okay? My grandparents will be waiting for you.
I feel like when this episode comes out, my mom will be watching this. She'll be like, Hamka, you want to go to Malacca now? You want to go Malacca now? Now I have a reason to. My grandma has
Yay!
been like dying to bring me back. So
Oh,
now
you
I have
have
to.
two new grandparents, my grandma and my
Yeah.
granddad.
Yeah. And then we can have like some solid Ikan Bakar over there.